Do you ever find yourself smiling and thinking fondly of the kindness someone extended to you or your family? Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk because these people have a tendency to disappear. But I think thanking them is important for both parties.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
It's amazing how many people pass through our lives. Some are nice, some aren't so nice, but every now and then, one or two can make a real difference. I found one of them that made a difference in my professional life and was able to close a simple loop. I was able to do this simply by saying, thank you. To tell this story, we need to travel back to 1994. And there we find a wide-eyed Rob Jollis, fresh from the corporate womb called Xerox. Who leaves a safe and stable career with a corporate giant like Xerox to create his or her own business in anything but a safe business world? Me. The game plan was simple: create a professional speaking business specializing in sales and persuasion. All I needed to do was finish my sales book, grab a book deal, and begin my exciting new career. With a successful book on conducting seminars already out and doing well with John Wiley and Sons, getting another book deal would be easy, and the world would be my oyster. Turns out my existing publisher didn't want a sales book at that time, and neither did every other major publisher in the country. That wasn't going to deter me to reach out and extend to a mid-level publisher and small publishers and just about anyone else who hung a shingle out with the word publisher on it. A month turned into 6 months. 6 months turned into a year. A year turned into 18 months, and then it happened. I met Janet Coleman. I accepted Janet's invitation to meet in New York, and there, after 18 months of some of the most callous, rude, insensitive, and occasionally cruel rejections, I met someone who believed in what I wrote. I'm not embarrassed to say it was an emotional moment walking out of Simon & Schuster with a book deal in my hand, and it might have been the single biggest moment in my professional career. The book did very well, and everyone was happy. Isn't that a wonderful story? But what about Janet Coleman? What became of her? Unfortunately, 6 months before the book even came out, she quietly left the editor job she had and moved on. I was immediately moved to a new editor and continued my book journey, never hearing from Janet again. I thought about her from time to time, but that was about it. Another book followed that one, and then another one, and the memory of Janet began to fade. Almost. At different times, I would think back on that one defining moment in my career. And every time I did, there was Janet Coleman. How could she not be there? I honestly don't think I would have made it out of my second year in business without her belief in me and my message, and I never got to say thank you. So years later, I turned up my efforts to find her. I used every social media I could find, but Janet Coleman is not exactly a unique name. Still, I sent out message after message to every single one of them, and then, having felt like I had exhausted my search, I received a reply with simple words that included, "That's me." I'm sure as you're hearing this, you too are thinking about people who made a difference in your life. Some I'm sure you still see or who were able to thank, but what about the others? Often these people have no idea the difference they may have made. And one thing I can say with complete confidence, if they did know the difference they made in your life, it would mean the world to them. At the very least, don't they deserve this? So I hope this week I've inspired you to stop thinking about it and launch a search of your own. Find one of these people who made a difference in your life. Tell them how meaningful what they did was in your life and close the loop. As for my friend, I was able to finally say this, but at the risk of being redundant once again, Thank you for believing me, Janet Coleman. You made a difference.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.